More chaos for the SNP establishment and the controversial leadership election as the anti-Humza Yousaf candidates, especially Regan, are now considering to call for the suspension and a pause when it comes to the election because they might not be legitimate. There are a lot of concerns when it comes to this election. Even Peter Morrell, who is the husband of Nicola Sturgeon and the boss of the SNP, he had to resign. He jumped before he was pushed. But Regan says it's still not enough. She said that we have been speaking with our legal team. We are looking at all options. We are scoping out possibilities. All scenarios are being planned for when it comes to their response to the way this election is being run. They have a lot of concerns. One was the fact that the chief executive of the SNP, who is close to the outgoing leader, Nicola Sturgeon, was refusing to publish the number of voters or members in the SNP when it comes to the election. So that's a bit dodgy. There are a number of concerns when it comes to Nicola Sturgeon's right-hand woman helping Humza Yousaf, one specific candidate, their preferred candidate essentially, and all the issues around the SNP scandals. So this could create a bit of an issue as we get closer to the result if they don't manage to delay or pause the election, especially the campaign that is Regan. Because they could go and end up saying, stop the count. Now, we already had the SNP's media chief, Maury Foods, who had to resign over the membership dispute a couple of days ago. That also, apart from the fact there was an article, in a tiny article on the BBC, it wasn't really widely reported across the media. Obviously, we've been talking about all this tiny stuff that's been going on every single day or every single hour in this election. All these things matter because when you put all the dots together, it creates a bit of uncertainty, or it doesn't really give any reassurance that this election could be definitely legitimate. No one's accusing anybody of anything directly because of libel laws, but at the same time, that's what Regan is trying to consider and talking to her legal team. So, for example, this is Liz Lloyd. Team Regan said, "We don't know how long Liz Lloyd has been involved with Humza Yousaf. It just adds to the pattern of behavior at the SNP HQ, which we have difficulty trusting." So for those who, in case you don't know, Liz Lloyd is one of the closest allies and advisors to Nicola Sturgeon, as she was obviously First Minister and the leader of the SNP, and she ended up helping out secretly, privately, helping out Humza Yousaf, up to a point where when this news was broken, and we talked about it, was a week ago, I think, they were put under a lot of pressure to say, okay, I think Liz Lloyd is now too busy to be involved, so she's going to withdraw her involvement from Humza Yousaf. Now, there is this issue about what's going to happen when it comes to the actual votes, the way, but considering we still don't really know exactly the list of the ones who are eligible to vote, the party was forced to release the overall number of members, and we already talked about how the membership of the SNP is also collapsing, and it's gone down by 30% compared to last year, which is quite embarrassing. But one technical issue that we have with this news was that while the membership went down by 30%, the membership revenue for the party remains almost the same. Not really sure how that happened, but you would assume if the membership goes down, the revenue for the party also goes down the same level. But that's also another question, another issue that needs to be raised and investigated. But clearly, no one in the mainstream media is interested in any of this, which again, you makes you think about a lot of things when it comes to the narrative in this country, when it comes to the mainstream establishment. But it doesn't matter because we are here to talk about these things with your support. Again, everything that we're going to be reporting throughout the day and tomorrow is not just going to be about the SNP election. We're going to be talking about the latest update on net zero ULEZ policies and the low traffic neighborhoods, as well as the Labour Party's new position on the border control and everything else about illegal migration, because Lisa Nandy has done a bit of a whoopsie during some live interviews. We're going to talk about all that as well over the next today and tomorrow. And don't forget, this week is going to be completely chaotic in Westminster. So we're going to have Boris Johnson's Privileges Committee appearance. We're going to have the Rishi Sunak's Brexit deal vote on Wednesday. which all this we're going to be reporting live throughout the whole day as it comes. So the best thing you can do is support independent new media, subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.